New plan C is to just change the seed and find a better seed and use that instead. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't like this. I don't like the small biomes. Everything's just the wrong scale. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel like everything's just a little too small? I really feel that. Like everything's just a little bit. Everything is like a toy. Like it's like a toy world. It's not really a convincing world because everything's too small. Like the hills are too small, the rivers are too small, the mountains are too small. No, okay, I'm gonna go to Plan C. Plan C, which is to find a decent seed with a relatively nearby desert and mesa, and then just change the world seed and stick with large bounds. Alright, so there goes Plan B. Well, I'm gonna walk around a little bit more since we're here. But I'm not gonna keep this. Yeah, no, this is too small. It's just too small. The biomes are too small. Also, it's still it's still a long way to get to the desert if I can find it again. We're out. How far out are we? We're 500 out. Maybe like halfway there. Let's get to about 2,000 at the most. 2,000 on the X and the Z axis, right? Just to see if we can make it to where we last found a desert. So what I did was back with the old map, back with the old seed and large biomes. I just went out like 4,000 or 6,000 blocks out in each direction from each side of the wall. So north, south, or north, south, and west. And there was nothing. It was just kind of swamps and forests and mountains. No desert. To the north, about 4,000 blocks out, was an ocean. So we kept walking that way and we found an ocean there. And then to the... was that to the west was the ocean, maybe? And to the west, there was like a mountain, and then there's a swamp, and then there's a forest, and then like more mountains, and then more swamp. So that wasn't all that useful. And then to the south was pretty much just forest. It was swamp, forest, mountains, forest, like different types of forest, like birch forest, normal forest, and then another birch forest. So it was basically just not what I was looking for. A lot of forest. I mean, if I was looking for forest, then I would have found it. But I wasn't looking for forest, so I wasn't very happy about it. Also, this is not... I don't recognize any of this stuff. I mean, I understand it's small biomes now, but I just don't recognize it. I don't know if the desert really is this way, because the last time I found the desert was me following the edge of a really large jungle, and then eventually seeing a bit of sand in the distance. We haven't found the jungle, and we don't see the desert, of course. So maybe I'm just doing this wrong. There's a swamp over that side. Anyway, it's not even important because I'm not going to keep this because I'm not happy with these small biomes. Like, it's just not right. I mean, look at it. This just doesn't seem right. Do you guys feel that? Or is it just me? Or does it feel wrong, small biomes? This feels like everything's too small. Do you guys feel that? Like you know, like this, like, you know, it's supposed to be plains, like it's not flat enough. The plains is not flat enough, the mountains are too steep. Everything's just kind of too compact if it's not large biomes. Like, why is the plains so not smooth? Do you guys feel that? Or do you guys think that when you look at this? Anyway, there's another village, and whatever I'm doing, I'm not finding the desert, so maybe we should stop doing this. Unless I find a jungle out here somewhere. The thing is, my spawn point isn't at 000. Well, 0064 or whatever, 0640. The spawn point is more like couple hundred in the X and the Z direction. So turning off large biomes might not necessarily give us the same thing, in the sense that it might be, you know, a few hundred blocks over from where I thought we were. In any case, see, like even the small biomes, I'm not finding a desert. Look at this. How's this supposed to work? Even with small biomes, I'm just not finding the desert that I'm looking for. Look at this. There's a forest over there. There's like water here. What is this? There's a swamp up there somehow on the mountain. Yeah, even with small biomes, I'm not finding it. It's crazy, man. Why you know desert, Minecraft? Why you know desert? Alright, well, just really want to walk a bit more, just to prove a point. The grass there is having a bad time because it's next to a lava lake. Alright, so that's, oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it, guys. Found it. It was on the other side of the mountains. Alright, so yeah, I thought so. So small biomes, it's like negative 1000 on the z-axis and like 1500 on the x-axis, right? So it's about 1000 out. So large biomes, just times that by 4, and you can get an impression of how ridiculously large it is. See, it's too small. Look at this. I mean, when I was walking around in the large biomes, I kept complaining how large it is. But now that I turn large biomes off, like, you can see from one side to the other of this biome. That doesn't really make sense, does it? But there's a swamp there, and then there's like an ocean there, and there's like a desert in the middle. It's just too small, man. Just way too small. Let me see if I can get myself lost in the middle of this thing. Because it does extend this way a bit more, right? Yeah, it does. Alright, so there's a river in there. No, I don't... not a big fan of the normal sized biomes. Because like here, look, we're kind of in the middle of it now. I can still see swamp on one side, forest on the other, and then the mesa in the middle. Like the fact that you can just see across at the two ends of the biome just makes it completely weird. You know, it's like the scale is so small. I mean, I guess when you're down here, it's not as noticeable. But you climb, look, you can just see it. You can just see like, oh, there's a swamp there. That's strange. Whereas with the large biomes, I mean, when you walk into a desert, you actually get lost in the desert, right? You actually spend, I don't know, half an hour. Well, not quite half an hour. But you actually spend a lot of time just walking through the desert without seeing anything but desert. You know what I mean? It actually feels like you're walking into something big. Actually, it actually feels like you're walking into, you know, a biome, and not just, you know, walking into a thing, a little tiny little patch of thing. I mean, it is pretty big. This mesa is pretty massive, even on small biomes. Okay, so this is more like it. You know, you want to feel like you're inside something, so that, you know, when you climb up to the top of the mountain, you just look around, and it's just mesa in all directions. I mean, you want to feel that, so that it feels like you're inside this biome. And then is that the forest again? Is that, yep, that's the old forest there. So I mean, and you can still see the swamp there, and then you can see another biome. So you can see the two ends of it without leaving the biome. You can see the edge of it. Anyway, so there's that, and apparently that's the only mesa for miles around. Anyway, I'm not happy with small biomes. Alright, so plan C. I'm gonna spend some time looking for a good seed. I guess I'll just, you know, generate a whole bunch of worlds until I find one I'm happy with. And then we'll just transplant the old map into that seed. If that's fine with you guys. I didn't really want to do it, but I just have a lot of trouble finding deserts and mesas here. So I'm just gonna do it. All right. See you guys there. All right, guys. So after a whole lot of fail, and after a whole lot of not finding deserts, I've gone and generated some new worlds, some random new worlds, and after like 3 or 4 or 5 or something, I finally found one that is close to be a desert. What there is, I've checked already. There should be a desert north and northeast of the spawn, and I think there's other stuff around the other side as well, but I won't. Yeah, I'm not too interested in those. Mostly interested in the desert. So to the north and the northeast, there should be a desert, and it stretches a long way to the north and the northeast. And then after a whole lot of desert, there should be mesa as well in this direction. So that's a new seed, and I changed so I deleted the chunks outside the boundary, and then there's a desert, you can see it. Deleted the chunks outside the boundary, and then changed it, and now here we are. Actually, is that what I think it is? Is that a swamp, or is that a lake? I don't know what that is. So here we go. Yay, desert! So I think I'll keep this one. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna go double check now. Just gonna see just how far away the mesa is. Are you kidding me? It's 2 blocks of sand, or like 3 blocks of sand, and then what? 5 blocks of sandstone? There's this little sand in the desert now. Why is there so much sandstone? Ah, what a waste of time. I need glass, man. Glass. I mean, I like sandstone, but I need glass. That's hardly anything. Well, okay, I mean, I'm saying that, but then it's a massive desert. I understand how it sounds to you guys. I know it sounds like I'm crazy, because there's a massive desert stretching as far as the eye can see, and I'm like, there's not enough sand, bro. Not enough sand. Also, there's a pyramid. But you know, I build big things. I need sand. I like glass. Alright, so what's the plan now? The plan is to walk north. Actually, I don't know about the audio desync. Like, I did all the previous set of videos, and I didn't really care about the desync, or I didn't think it would desync that much. But it did. It desynced a lot. Like, the desynchronization between the video and the audio was pretty bad. I hope it's not gonna be like that. Yeah, anyway. So the plan is to walk north until we hit a mesa. I think we'll hit a mesa eventually. I also think it's actually quite a long way north, which would mean that I have to claim a lot more territory. Oh no, there it is. Is that mesa? Oh good. Oh good, so just out of sight of the wall is mesa. So we have desert, a bit of desert. It's not very much, is it? There's a bit of sand. I'm gonna probably take all the sand from this. Alright, so there's this desert, and then there's mesa. Good. Good, this is pretty much exactly what I wanted. And I only had to generate like 5 different worlds before I found it. So it's basically right next to the base, so I can just kind of extend the territory. So I can just kind of stretch northwards, build extra walls, you know, to the north, and then kind of just enclose an additional area and keep it rectangular and keep it relatively compact. Alright, so there's the desert, there's the mesa. Let's just see how far this goes. And just where we are. So we only need negative, so the Z, or the Z, is a negative 600 almost, which isn't very much. This is actually kind of perfect. We've got desert and mesa right here. Great. I'll have to I'll have to do a more serious exploration and marking out stuff. But I guess I can just use a mapping tool just to see it quickly. But I do want to walk around this a bit more just to see how far I want to extend this, because this mesa goes on for quite a while, if I remember right. So I want to see how much territory. Okay. There's also not very much colored clay here. Like, it's not very tall. it's not mesa plateaus or mesa mountains, as it were. So with this slightly taller things, because I want colored clay, right? And you get more colors the taller it is. We need to hopefully. Oh no, is that it? Is that what I'm looking for? That is looking for. Okay, good. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So we got kind of shallow mesa and then tall mesa, and that gives us more color and more clay. Great! Everything's kind of working out, right? Everything's working out, guys. Alright, let's just keep walking north, see how far. If I remember right, it kind of stops after this mountain. The mesa does. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm still. Oh no, this is. It's not large biomes, is it? It's not large biomes, I don't think. Let me. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just quickly check the MBT edit. I hope this doesn't break anything. Ooh. Wait, what? Open. Yeah, okay, I can't open a level that's already open. I don't think this is large biomes. Let me just quickly open them. If the Are we lagging again? Am I gonna desync again the audio? It's opening, but it's taking a while. Maybe it's not opening. What's going on here, guys? What's going on here? Level that. Huh. That's odd. It's not Let me be right back. Okay, never mind, it's large biomes. My bad. So it is large biomes, so that's good. That is a good thing. Let me just keep climbing this mountain. Look at that white clay and red clay, it's awesome. Look at these colors. We gotta destroy this mountain and build some stuff out of it. Yes! Not sure about the way the trees look. It's just kind of completely poop brown. That is literally the color of poop. That's pretty sad for those trees. Alright, so this mountain is right there, right? Alright, let's go down and keep walking. I thought it ended. I thought this ended the mesa. Also, have you guys noticed there's kind of more lag? I'm pretty sure I like dropped, and then like a second later I got the damage. Have you guys noticed that? There's like more lag in the game. Maybe they're trying to optimize the game, but there's some kind of strangeness to how it works, I feel like. Or it seems like there is. Anyway, so this is mesa. Although not as much clay as I might have hoped. There's more sand though. This sand makes normal glass, right, if I stick this stuff in the furnace. If it does, then I'm happy. Let's see, we're still going north, right? So there's a bit of desert, not quite as much plain desert as I might have liked, but we do continue onwards with a lot of mesa, and the mesa also has a lot of sand, so maybe that's good enough. Maybe that is good enough. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me that it's a different color, as long as we make glass. Is that desert again? Yeah, so the desert is right next to the mesa, and it's... Oh, there's a bit of a savanna there too. That's good. Let's just see how far north this goes. How far are we now?